Hello and welcome to another edition of the Women's Magazine, a program that looks at women issues, their achievements and constraints, as well as their contributions towards national development. I am Edna Musu. In tonight's program, we'll bring you celebrations on World Food Day, organized by the Action Aid the Gambia, FAO, and the Minister of Agriculture. And the theme of celebration this year is food prices, from crisis to stability. Baba Gana Amadou, the FAO country representative, said that not only are over 1 billion people hungry, but the prices of food they so desperately need is unstable. And the only possible way out of this situation for government is the introduction of incentives for victims and the vulnerable.
As we all know, each year around the world, the International Rural Women's Day is celebrated on the 15th of October. Hundreds of events occur not just on this day, but throughout October to mark the economic, political, and social achievements of the rural women. Organizations, governments, and women groups around the world choose different themes each year that reflect global and local gender issues. According to the FAO, Directorate of Gender Equity and Rural Employment, compared to men, women have much less access to essential productive resources such as land, irrigation, agricultural technology and extension services, less education and training, and fewer financial resources like credits. In Africa, it is estimated that women and men had equal rights to land. Or rather, if women and men had equal rights to land, and if women had equal access to fertilizer, profits per hectare will double, and providing women entrepreneurs with the same inputs and education as men could increase incomes from businesses by as much as 20%. In the same countries, by allocating land, labor and capital equally to men and women, production could increase by between 10 to 20%. Hunger and poverty, Mr. Chairman, as we all know, are enemies of human dignity. And women are the primary victims of hunger and poverty. Yet, women are also crucial partners in finding sustainable solutions to these scourges. Without women, Mr. Chairman, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the target we all set in 1996 to have the number of hungry in the world by 2015 will not only remain elusive, it will become impossible to attain. It is time to move beyond considering gender equality as a women's issue. It is time to think about humanity, justice, and development. This being so, Mr. Chairman, it is both ethically and economically imperative that women participate fully in development and receive an equal share of the opportunities, resources, and benefits associated with it. Mr. Chairman, during the past decades, gender gaps in political and economic life have been reduced at a pace unprecedented in history in most parts of the world. However, progress for women and girls living in rural areas in the poorer countries has been slow and poor. In a rural context, hunger and poverty are usually consequences of limited access to and control of natural resources and related services. For example, women own only about 1% of all the land, while accounting for the lion's share of the small-scale food production. Studies carried out by the FAO in the early 1990s concluded that about 5% of services provided by agricultural extension workers reach women farmers, although they constituted the majority of food producers in many developing countries. In addition, the studies revealed that the majority of those living in absolute poverty were women. Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, to strengthen FAO's partnership with rural women, one of the vital challenges will be to support their continued empowerment. This is viewed as a necessary catalyst to ensure that they can fulfill their potential and participate on equal footing with men in the formulation and implementation of agriculture and rural development policies and programs. Several instruments for bringing about this change are already available. In 1979, the international community reached a milestone with the adoption of the Convention on Elimination, or rather elimination of all forms of discrimination against women, which contains important legally binding provisions in the support of women in agriculture. I note that most FAO member countries have adhered to this convention, including the Gambia. And I take this opportunity to invite the Gambian authorities to ensure that the provisions of the convention are implemented fully.
Dr. Babagana went on to say that the single most effective weapon for calming the turbulence in food prices is investment.
Effective implementation, Mr. Chairman, as we know, also requires broad-based partnerships with diverse stakeholders united by the common objective of improving food security for all. FAO's partnership portfolio is continuously expanding on this. I should like to thank you all, Mr. Chairman, who in your various capacities have distinguished yourselves through your commitment, dedication and energy for work, and the rural women. The large presence of women here today is appreciated and will certainly enrich the celebrations and further strengthen partnerships in support of women smallholder farmers. Where there is a will, they say, there is a way. We are certain that the mobilization of political will, coupled with the needed human and financial resources, will show that the battle